Welcome to your Hatha yoga class. We're going to begin this class laying down in Savasana. So I'm going to get you to move to a laying down position. Legs long, arms alongside the body, palms open up to receive. And here in Savasana, just beginning to notice our breath. Just becoming aware of our breath here in Savasana. Notice as it gradually slows down. Notice how the body begins to relax into the mat. And then we're going to gradually begin to deepen our breath. We're going to inhale, we're going to extend up into the belly. And then exhale, down with the belly and out through the nose. In through the nose, up into the belly, and down through the belly and out through the nose. In through the nose, up into the belly, and down through the belly and out through the nose. And then taking those breaths a little deeper. So in through the nose, up into the belly, up into the chest, and then down through the chest, down through the belly and out through the nose. In through the nose, up into the belly, up into the chest, and down through the chest, down through the belly and out through the nose. And taking those breaths deeper into our full yogic breath, our 4-part breath. Inhaling up into the belly, up into the chest, up to the collarbone, and down through the collarbone, down through the chest, down through the belly and out through the nose. In through the nose, up into the belly, up to the collarbone, up to the chest. Down through the collarbone, down through the chest, down through the belly and out through the nose. Taking a few full yogic breaths in your own time. Those deep inhales and long exhales. We're going to bring our awareness back to the body by wiggling our fingers, wiggling our toes. And on the next inhale, we're going to take our arms up and overhead and stretch down through the legs, up through the arms. And then on an exhale, we're going to take our right thigh into chest and clasp behind our right shin and rotate that foot forwards and back. On an inhale, we're going to stretch long through the arms and take our left leg into chest and flex forwards and back through the foot. And then into a full body stretch. Back to the right leg, this time taking behind the right thigh and extending that leg up to the ceiling. On an inhale, we can rotate to the right. And on an exhale, we can rotate our foot to the left. And inhaling, arms up overhead for a full body stretch. Exhale, take the left leg into chest and extend to the ceiling. Inhale to rotate right. And exhale to rotate left. Lovely. Inhale, full body stretch. And on an exhale, we're going to take our knees into chest and give ourselves a hug. And we can rotate right to left, massage through the spine if that feels good today. And then any blood pressure or pregnancy, please roll to your left, otherwise roll to your right side. And here on your side, just taking a couple of breaths here. And then using our top hand to sit ourselves up to a seated position. Remembering our options with our seated positions, so Sukhasana, Siddhasana, one heel in front of the other. If you're going to go for your half lotus, your Ardha Padmasana, or your full lotus, if that's within your practice, then please do so. Just finding a position that works for you. We're going to move through some seated rotations. This time, we're going to move through a bit quicker than normal because you've been practicing with me for a while. So I'm going to give you options. So inhaling to sit up straight through and crown to ceiling, straight through the spine. And we're going to exhale. We're going to place our palm, hand or forearm down, depending on what range of movement you've got today. And then exhaling over to the right side. Inhale to bring it back to center. Exhaling, even planting your hands or your forearm. And exhaling over to the side, feeling that side body stretch. Inhale to come back to center. We're going to go into our rotation, so taking our right hand behind us and our left hand either in front of us or to our right knee. Inhale to sit up straight through the spine, crown to ceiling. Then exhale, we're going to turn towards our back shoulder. Breathe here. Inhale to come back to center and switch our hands over. Sitting up straight through the spine, crown to ceiling, before rotating over. Well done. Inhale to come back to center. Bring our hands in front of us. Walk them forward into a gentle forward fold. Here, listening to our bodies. This is our first forward fold. It's really kind of easing into this. If we find the space to bow, then please do so. Inhale, bringing our hands back to center, taking them behind us, pushing down with the hands to open up through the chest. And then if we have that space in the hips, we can push down through the feet to lift our hips up and stretch through the hips as well as the chest. Exhaling back down to the ground. Well done. We're going to move into a tabletop position, coming onto all fours. So hands directly underneath the shoulders, knees in line with hips for our tabletop. And on an inhale, we're going to push forward into our cow pose. And on an exhale, we're going to round, chin into chest, into cat pose. Inhale into cow pose, gaze forward, chin forward, rounding down with the belly. Exhaling into cat pose, rounding through the spine, chin into chest. Inhaling into cow. Exhaling into cat pose. Inhaling into cow, really warming up joints here. This time on an exhale, we're going to widen through the knees and sit back onto our heels for a child's pose. Take a breath here, pushing down through the hands, widen, closing the knees together to move forward into cow pose. Gaze forward, chin forward, down with the belly. Exhale into cow pose. We can tuck the toes to warm up the toes here. Untuck to move back into cow pose. We're going to move into our half dog. So we're going to tuck the toes and hover the knees in our cat back. Then we're going to move forward into cow pose. And this time on the exhale, we're going to move up to our downward dog. So our first downward dog of our class. We can choose to pedal through this downward dog. We can pulse on one foot and then maybe pulse on the other. Finding movement here. Before coming to a place of stillness and taking a breath here in our downward dog. We're going to walk our hands, bend our knees and walk our hands back to our feet. And then on an inhale, we're going to walk our hands up our legs, rounding up to a standing posture, straightening our knees when we get to the top. Inhale into heart center, exhale Tadasana. Well done. So we're going to move through our sun salutations. we're going to go straight into our advanced version today. And so we're going to take out the arms nice and wide, then tilt from the hips to bend forward into our forward fold Utkatasana. Inhale to take that right leg back, back knee down. Plant our hands and move into plank. Exhale to knees, chest and chin. Inhale to push forward into cobra, elbows in. Exhale to tuck the toes and push back into downward dog. Well done. Lovely. Take a breath here. Inhale, you have the option to take your right leg up before bringing it to the top of the mat. Otherwise, bring your right leg to the top of the mat into equestrian pose, so back knee down, Chalanasana. Tuck the toes and meet in forward fold, Utkatasana. Inhale to take the arms up, overhead, into heart center, Anjali Mudra. Exhale, Tadasana. Well done. The same on the left side. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale to swan dive forward from the hips. Inhale to plant the hands, step the left leg back, back knee down. Retain the breath and move into plank. Inhale into knees, chest, chin. Exhale into knees, chest, chin. Inhale into cobra, elbows in. Exhale into Adho Mukha Savasana, downward dog. Inhale, left leg up, forward to the top of the mat, Chalanasana. Inhale into forward fold. Inhale, exhale, arms up, overhead, into heart center. Exhale, Tadasana. Well done. We'll do another round. So inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale to swan dive from the hips. Inhale to plant hands, right leg back, back knee down. Retain breath, moving into plank. And this time you can do a chaturanga, so come straight down or knees, chest, chin, up to you. Forehead down, pushing into the hands, pushing up into cobra. And then exhaling into downward dog. Inhaling, right leg up to the top of the mat, Utkatasana, forward fold. Exhaling and meeting in forward fold. Inhale, arms up, overhead, into heart center, Anjali Mudra. Exhale, Tadasana. Well done. We'll go again. On the left side, inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, swan diving forward, Utkatasana, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back, back knee down, Chalanasana. Retain breath, pushing back into plank. Lowering down into cobra or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, pushing up into cobra, Exhale, Adho Mukha Savasana, downward dog. Inhaling, three-legged dog. You can do a kickstand this time if you want to. So opening up through that hip. Coming back, three-legged dog. Bringing our left foot forward. Chalanasana. Exhaling into forward fold. Inhale, arms up, overhead, into heart center. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Well done. So we're going to move into our balance posture. And so this is a bit different to what we've practiced before. And so we're going to begin with the hands, so taking our arms out wide. And then we're going to take the right arm underneath the left and aim towards a bind. It might be that you're still here. It might be that you're here. Eventually, the more you practice this, you'll be able to, well done, get your hands closer together and maybe even opt for that bind. When you're there, we're aiming to lift these elbows in line with our shoulders to really feel that deep stretch across the back of the shoulders. And then once we've got that, we can take this into a balance. We can either hold it here, or we can opt to try and take it into a balance. So I like to move into a staff and then cross over. Otherwise, if you're just testing your balance, you might want to just cross over and be on your tiptoes. If you've got the bind, you can take it. And so this is a posture of opposing forces. So we're really rooting down whilst pushing up. So we're growing tall and pushing down. So find a posture that you can hold and be there. So another few breaths here. Well done. It's okay if you fall, you can come right back on in. Last few breaths. Well done. Taking arms out to the side, uncrossing the legs, shaking it off. Do you feel that one? Some shoulder rolls. Okay, so coming back on in on the other side. So this time we'll start with the hands, taking the arms out long, taking the left arm underneath the right, crossing. So you may be here, but working towards the bind. And we're going to take the elbows in line with shoulders. Well done, so make sure they're nice and high because we're pushing up whilst squatting down in this one. So if we've got the bind, we can just take that one foot over the other. Or if we've got the space, we can take it into our full bind, pushing down, sitting into this while reaching up high with our hands. It's okay to wobble. This is a real test. Breathing, finding your breath to be through this one. It's a real test, but you've got this. Last breath. Uncrossing the arms. Shaking out the legs. Well done. So moving into we're going to go into our warrior two here. So widening through the legs. And then turning, so I'm turning my left leg out to the side and my back foot to face forward. And so opening through the chest, opening through the hips, taking our arms to the side, gazing over our top middle finger, over the bent knee. And we're holding here. And we're going to take this into a bit of a flow today. So we're going to move from our warrior two, Virudasana 2, into our reverse warrior. So taking our hand down our back leg and opening up through the opposite side. And inhaling back into warrior two. Exhaling into reverse warrior. Inhaling into warrior two. Exhaling into reverse. Inhaling into Virudasana 2. Exhaling into reverse. Inhaling into warrior two. And coming to a place of stillness in our warrior two. So here, making sure we've got our footing right, so we're wide through the legs, heels are in line. I've got my left foot, I'm bending into my left foot, my left knee, and I'm firm in both feet. So I'm trying to equally distribute my weight across the two. Open through the chest, open through the hips, gaze over our middle finger. Last breath here. And then we're going to spiral our arms around to frame our front foot. Coming up, spiraling round. So up here, warrior two. Spiraling, so taking that back arm over, framing that front foot, tucking that back foot, taking the left foot back. Then we're going to knees, chest, chin. Inhale into cobra. You know where we're going with this. Exhale into downward dog. Inhale, left leg up and forward. Exhale into forward fold. Inhale, arms up and overhead into heart center. Exhale, Tadasana. Well done. So we're going to move into our extended side angle. So we're going to do, warrior two on the other side. So widening through the legs again. Arms up. Looking over our middle finger on the opposite side now. So now I'm bending into my right leg. Back foot nice and strong. Wide through the legs. Making sure if we look down, our knees not going too far over our toes, because then we've gone too far. So we should be able to look down and see our toes. Arms long. Taking a beat here. Making sure we're open through the hips and the chest. Then on an exhale, we're going to flip that palm. Take our back hand down our back leg into reverse warrior. We're going to exhale. Turn that palm over. Back into Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale into reverse warrior. Inhale into warrior 2. Exhale into reverse. Exhale into warrior 2. Well done. Holding here, breathing. Then we're going to try it again on this side, spiraling the arm round, framing our foot, turning that back foot onto the toes, taking that leg back, pushing down, either taking it down to the ground or knees, chest, chin. Palms to chest, pushing up into cobra. Exhale into downward dog. And taking a breath here. Then you can either take that leg up and forward, or just bringing it forward. Back knee down, Ashtavasana. And then exhale into forward fold. Inhale, arms up, out and overhead. Into heart center, Anjali Mudra. Exhale, Tadasana. Well done. So we're going to do a extra standing posture today. And so same, we're going to stick with the warrior legs, really working on those opening through the thighs here today. And so wide through the legs, back into the left foot. This time the one that we know, so we know our extended side angle. So we're going to move into that, so palm up. So wide through the legs, bending into that, palm up to receive. Then we're going to take that arm over. Making sure we're open through the chest, open through the hips, open in the thighs, very open posture. Taking a breath. And this time we're going to come on up. We're going to take our arms behind us. And then we're going to bend forward into humble warrior. So over into your bent knee. Yeah, that's it. Opening through the back body here. Bending into that front knee. And bowing here. Inhale, coming back up. Bring our legs back in together. Shaking it off and taking it to the other side. So opening through. Beginning in our extended side angle. So between these postures, our legs should be staying the same. So we shouldn't have to move our legs. So when we're doing warrior, warrior 2 and reverse warrior, our legs will always be the same. Same with extended side angle, same with humble warrior. It's only our top body that we're moving here. So in extended side angle, we're taking our top body down, forearm to the thigh, palm up. And we're taking our back arm up and over. And we're breathing here, really feeling that stretch in the side body, feeling that energy line from the back foot to the top of our hand, creating that long line of energy. And then coming on up into our humble warrior, we're going to come up, clasp our hands behind us, keeping our legs exactly where they are. So still bent into that front leg, still firm into that back leg. And then we're going to bow down. So take our hands, clasped hands up and over, and bow our forehead to the ground, crown to the floor, and bending into our humble warrior. Breathing here. Last breath. Bringing it on up, slowly. And then bringing our legs to face forward, back in together. Shaking off. Well done. So we are going to take it down to the ground now, so bending our knees and taking it on down. I'm going to move through our head to knee pose. And so here we're going to bring one foot into the groin. So I'm taking my left foot into the groin. The other foot I'm going to flex towards me, but keep this leg rounded and straight. Now I've given you straps, so you can use your straps for this one just to get that posture correct, making sure, a bit like when we practice Paschimottanasana, getting our grounding right, so we're straight through the spine, legs are grounded, and we're tilting from the hips. We're folding from the hips into this posture, so strap around the ball of our foot. We're tilting from the hips, bowing into this posture. So the strap really helps us to make sure we're getting that tilt correctly. We're not collapsing into this posture. So using the strap can really help to get those foundations correct. And the reason that we need to get the foundations correct is to prevent us from causing any injury to our knees, to our backs, to anywhere really. So it's really good and it's really important to get those foundations correct before we move into these postures. And so once we can feel that tilt from the hips, we can either stay with the strap and work on each breath coming down further into this head to knee pose, or we can use our hands, take our hands to the side of the leg and use that to guide this tilt. And you will also find that this one really helps with grounding the knees, really widening through the hips, because with each breath that we bow into this posture, so we keep this leg grounded, we'll find that this knee naturally wants to ground towards the floor as well. So really breathing here into this head to knee posture, finding space, really feeling that stretch in the side, so along here on the back side, and deepening here. Really feeling that openness, keeping that foot flexed. So active feet here. Lovely. Don't want to come out of this one, but I will. So the next inhale coming up. I'm going to shake our legs out and take it over to the other side. So again, active foot, so flexing that foot towards us. Feel free to use the strap to make sure you're getting your foundations correct. So straight spine, crown to ceiling, grounded leg, and tilting from the hips over to this side. Once we feel that we've got those foundations correct and we feel strong in those foundations, we can work towards bowing down to our knee. And breathing here. So these still postures are really reflective postures. They really invite us to reflect while we're opening up through the side body. You can reflect on those feelings of habits that no longer serve us. Things that we can do to open up, to change. Really feeling this across the whole side of the back. Last couple of breaths here. We're done. Walking our hands back to center. Legs out long, shaking out through the legs. So we're going to move into our side belly twist. And so for this one, I'm going to get you to, you can probably move into it with me now actually, because you know what we're doing. So remembering your options here for the side belly twist. So if it feels like enough of an opening to just take one leg out to the side, please do. If you feel like you've got more space and you would like more of a stretch, And you can take both legs over, remembering to bump those hips over slightly to get more space there, to really kind of take them over to the side. And if you feel like you need a deeper stretch, then you can take that top leg and tuck it underneath the lower leg. And if we're extending this stretch, we can take the arms up into cactus arms, and we can turn our gaze over to the opposite side. And breathing here into our supine belly twist. So this twist is lovely for restorative posture after we've done those hip openers and side stretches. Noticing how our body starts to ease into a posture the longer we stay in stillness. What at first seems uncomfortable can quite quickly become a place of ease and restoration. And then bringing our legs on, if you've gone for the bind and the legs, untucking the legs, bringing them back into center, and then bumping the hips back over in order to create space to taking it to the other side, remembering your options with the one leg, the two leg, or the bind. And again with the arms, you can either keep them down or help them guide the legs over, or you can opt for cactus arms to open up through the chest, to really kind of extend that into kind of whole body stretch here. Noticing the thoughts that enter our mind, and just letting them go. Not trying to fight them. Just letting them pass through. Bringing ourselves back to the moment, how we feel in the body, as our breath. Just connecting to those things in the present. So drifting to the past and to the future. Be here. Bringing our legs back to center. So I'm going to get you to come into a seated position. We're going to move into our inversion. And so options here are going to be to either stay in the prep pose or to take it into the full extension. So I'm going to move into plow pose today. And so to just show you your options. Jay, do you remember plow pose? So the week before, so taking it, I'll go through it so we know. So you're going to be using a block for your prep. I do love a block for our inversions. And so we're going to take the block underneath us. And we're going to kind of have it somewhere at the top of our bum and our lower back. And we're gonna, once we found that restorative posture, so there should be a point where this feels really nice to kind of just be. So once you've found that spot, we can opt to take our legs up, either to a 90-degree angle or take them up the palms of our feet, soles of our feet facing the ceiling. and breathing here. And for those of you that want to take it to your fuller version, you can go into your plow, and so rocking your legs and hips over, either having your hands as a guide here, taking them down to the ground. Breathing here. And making sure your gaze is isolated inside, so you're looking into your belly, your thighs. Not extending, I'm looking around to watch the class, but everyone else should be looking in. And this is a very kind of introspective posture. It really invites us to look inwards. Well done, everybody. Takes us out of our comfort zone, invites us to see things from a new perspective. Last breath here. Then coming out, I'm going to get you to take your hands to your lower back and guide your hips, your legs back to ground. Well done. Okay, and so moving into our last part of the practice, Savasana, I'm going to get you to stay where you are, and in Savasana, so legs long, arms extended alongside the body, making sure you've got space. If you've got a blanket, please feel free to take your blanket, and any jumpers that you want to put back on. We're going to move into our meditation. So here in Savasana, back where we began the class, so really noticing those differences between how we felt at the beginning of the class and how we feel now. How does our mind, body and soul feel? And so we're going to begin by noticing our breath, not trying to control it, just noticing it. Is it deeper? Is it shallower? And how does our body feel? Is it heavier? Is it lighter? Is it warmer? Is it colder? And how do we feel in the mind? Where are our thoughts? Are they more positive or not? Are they more consistent or not? Then we're going to begin a scan of the body, moving our awareness around different areas of the body. And this really helps us connect to the control that we have over our awareness. We began the practice by controlling our breath. One thing that remains constant throughout whatever we do, and often it goes unnoticed, that by those simple acts of choosing to take control over those things, controlling our breath and our awareness, they really act as a symbol to the control that we have over other aspects of our life that we also often neglect to notice. We often feel like life happens to us and forget that we do have an element of free will. We do have an element of choice. We are participants in our own lives. So beginning to use this knowledge to move our awareness around the body. So thinking about our right fingers, the right palm of our hand, the back of our right hand, our wrist, our forearm, our elbow, our upper arm, our shoulder, the right side of the chest, the belly, the hip, the right thigh, the knee, the back of the knee, the lower leg, the calf muscle, the foot, the heel, the sole of the right foot, the ball of the foot, the toes, the whole right side of the body. The left fingers, the left palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, the lower arm, the elbow, the upper arm, the shoulder, the left side of the chest, the waist, the belly, the left hip, the left thigh, the knee, the back of the knee, the lower leg, calf muscle, the foot, the sole of the left foot, the heel, the ball, the toes, the whole left side of the body, the crown of the head, the forehead, the eyes, the cheeks, the ears, the nose, the mouth, the chin, the neck, the whole body is relaxed. Feeling the body on the ground beneath you. Feeling your body heavy on the ground beneath you. Feeling the space between your body and the ground beneath you. Feeling completely relaxed and held by the ground beneath you. Bringing our awareness back to the body by wiggling our fingers and our toes, fluttering our eyes open, and on an inhale, taking our arms up and overhead, stretching long through the legs for a full body stretch. And then on an exhale, taking knees into chest, giving ourselves a hug, thanking ourselves for being here today, for taking the time to practice, to unite our mind, body and soul. And then rotating, rolling right to left, massaging through the spine if that feels nice. Any blood pressure or pregnancy, please roll to your left, otherwise to your right. And taking a couple of breaths here on your side. For using your top arm to push yourselves up to a seated position. Remembering your options for your seated position, your Sukhasana, Siddhasana or Padmasana. And once we'll meet in a seated position, we'll begin our pranayama practice, so our closing practice of the session, our breath work. And so today we're going to go for Nadi Sadhani. So we're going to make a mudra with taking our index finger and our ring finger, index finger and ring, anyway, 2 fingers, and then our thumb. And we're going to use our thumb to close off our right nostril. Inhale through the left, close, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, close, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left, close, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, close, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left, close, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, close, exhale through the left. Inhale through the right, close, exhale through the left. Another 3 rounds. Inhale through the right, close, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left, close, exhale through the right. Inhale, close, exhale. Inhale, close, exhale. Last round. Inhale, close, exhale. Well done. And so doing alternate nostril breathing really helps balance the energies of our left and right, masculine and feminine. One's connected to creativity, one is created to rational thinking, and so sometimes we're more dominant in one side of the left, one side than the other. And we can notice the same with our breathing, so noticing that one side may have been more closed than the other. One side would have been easier to breathe from the other, so it's good to use these practices to balance out that, which then symbolizes the balancing of the opposing energies that we have. So we're going to close down our eyes and bring our hands into heart center for our closing prayer. Sometimes life can throw us off track. We can be forced to deal with things that are uncomfortable. It can lead us to feel sadness and pain. What if these challenges that we're thrown in life are a message, a question from life asking us to make changes, to respond to these challenges differently to how we would have done in the past, to find a path filled with meaning and purpose, something more in line with our true nature. We see in nature that plants adapt, they find space, they find a route to seek the sun, they root down to find nourishment in the soil, and they do both of these things and constantly adapting to changes in the environment and the surroundings. And so symbolizing that we must do the same. We often are asked to adapt, to change course, and this can be painful, this can be difficult. But we find a way to push through these moments, and they help us to grow and build us into stronger people. Namaste.